What's up, everyone? Kawaii here, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. It is the end of an era. Attack on Titan. Probably one of the most popular anime series of all time. Just ended. That's right. What is essentially the series finale just aired recently, and I'm here to get my thoughts about it. This video is all about me giving my overall thoughts on the ending of Attack on Titan, as well as explaining what I liked and didn't like about this final episode, this series finale. Of course, I'm sure this doesn't really need to be said, but I'm gonna say anyways. Spoiler warning. Major spoilers ahead because, of course, I'm going to be going into detail about the events and happenings of this series finale, and obviously, there's going to be major spoilers. So, yeah, there's your warning. When I first started watching this final episode, a couple of things popped into my mind. First was a kind of a sense of melancholy. I remember I remember getting to this series late. Like I've followed Attack on Titan ever since season one, but I remember getting to this series pretty late because I remember like binge watching season one because I heard like right before season two aired because I heard season two was airing and I heard like even at the time like Attack on Titan was just this really highly acclaimed, really popular anime series. So I thought I'd watch it just to see what the hype was all about. And I really enjoyed it. I really like ever since season one, I just loved Attack on Titan. And I've been following the series ever since. It's been like this multi-year journey for me. And I know this goes for like just not just me, but a lot of other Attack on Titan fans. So to have this huge journey, like just come to an end like this, it's man, it really does kind of fill you with a sense of melancholy. Like it really was the end of an era. I felt it. Another thing that popped into my mind was ending. I have heard so many bad things about the ending. Well, I've heard like the ending of Attack on Titan was just like notoriously bad. Like so many manga readers hated the ending with a fury passion. They pretty much gave Isayama a whole lot of shit for how Attack on Titan ended. So I was kind of prepared for that. I was kind of prepared for like I was like wondering, okay, what kind of bullshit am I going to be expecting? And what I was like really anxious to like because I don't want to have this like anime series that I love so much be end like on some really dog shit note. I was really worried like how this series was gonna end, like how this episode was gonna end. Well, after watching the episode in its entirety, I have to say the ending, at least in my opinion, is actually pretty good. Which is crazy because like I remember when I was watching the episode, I was like, okay, there's 7 minutes left on the final episode. Like there's still enough time for some bullshit to happen. Because I was fully expecting some like complete dog shit nonsensical conclusion or for like the series to like end off with some cliffhanger somehow. Because like that's how much like the manga readers hated the ending for Attack on Titan. That's not really what we got. And I was confused because I thought like the studio changed the ending or something. But apparently like the manga readers have been just blowing the ending way out of proportion. Now, I want to go into detail about what I like about this final episode, the pros of the Attack on Titan finale. First of all, I know it's kind of cliche to bring this up when talking about Attack on Titan, but I have to say it because it's like one of the biggest reasons why this series is so popular in the first place, especially the anime adaptation. The action, the animation. It was both of which were really good in this final episode. I just, I mean, it really did remind me of why I love the series in the first place. Like the fast paced action and bloody action, mind you, that we got in this final episode. It was so good. And like you really get like it was so tense as well. Like you really get a sense like that these characters were in the fight of their lives. And that if they were going to succeed, like not only will die, but the rest of humanity will die as well. Like It's pretty much the apocalypse. They're bent on, they're trying to stop the apocalypse, like the slaughter of thousands, if not millions of people. You also get a sense that there's really no plot armor. Like we are in the final, like we are like in the end game. Like, and there's like really no plot armor for these characters. Any one of them to kick the bucket. I mean, Sasha died, Hanji died, and like I thought for a second Peak was gonna die too, considering how she was impaled by that Warhammer Titan clone. Luckily, that's not what happened, which is great because I like Peak. But still, like you really kind of do feel fear for some of these characters' lives. But yeah, I mean, like seeing like all these characters give it their all during these fights. Like you see Reiner like battling all these titans like as the armored titan. Of course, like not but like despite being the armored titan, like he still took a lot of damage during that fight. He didn't come out of that battle unscathed. Like you saw all those wounds on him, like and all that, and his armor like cracking and all that. You also see like Mikasa, John, Connie flying through the air with their Odeon gear, especially that one scene where Mikasa hooks onto Annie's wrist and Annie in her Titan form just flung Mikasa through the air, and you see Mikasa like just flying through the air like a missile. Oh my god, that was so cool. Easily, probably one of the best scenes, probably one of the coolest scenes in this episode. And you also got that scene with Falco like flying through the air in his Titan form, which is like yeah, he's a bird Titan, which is I'm still kind of mixed on because yes, he did look like a bird when we first saw his Titan form. Like he had the beak and all of that, but we didn't exactly see him fly. So to see him flying now, like I want to say it came out of bumfuck nowhere. But then again, the dude looks like a bird, so I guess it's not out of the realm of possibilities for him to fly. But I don't know. We didn't really see anything like that before, so. But anyways, I mean, at the end, I mean, it's still pretty cool though. I mean, Falco flying through the air, dodging all those arrows, like that was pretty damn cool. I also think Mappa did a pretty damn good job at animating all those fight scenes and all those sequences. Now I know that people will still kind of prefer Wit Studio, but I mean Mappa like they're also doing pretty good on their own. Like in fact they've been doing pretty damn good for the past few seasons. Yes, there are some shots even in the final episode that looked kind of off, but I still do think Mappa did a great job with Attack on Titan. Now, of course, I'm not saying this is a reason for Mappa to treat their workers as they are. Like, I'm not saying this is an excuse for them to put them through sweatshop conditions. Now, I want to go back to talking about the conclusion of Attack on Titan. Now, what I like about this ending was that you really get a sense that these characters, our main characters, finally get the peace that they have worked so hard for. Like these characters, Mikasa, Armin, Reiner, John, like everybody, they really went through hell and back for the past like how many seasons? Like ever since season one. Like they've fought incredibly hard. Like they've fought like war after war after war, conflict after conflict. They saw so much bloodshed. They've killed so many titans. They've seen so many people die. Like it really broke. Like, and I'm pretty sure it did like break a lot of them. And like after all of that, like they finally are able to rest. They're finally able to rebuild. Like 3 years after the rumbling ended, and that's just really great to see. Now, of course, there's gonna be people that are thinking to themselves, but the Kawaii crew, like the Eldians were not really at peace because you see during the credits like hundreds of years later like they're at war again, like you see conflict once again, which makes the event of Attack on Titan null and void. Like I've seen that take, I've seen people think that way. Like thinking that everything that happened at AOT was for nothing because humanity went to war anyways. And to that I say, what the fuck kind of sense does that make? Like, first of all, that's how humans are. Like, humans are gonna like just because one war ends, that doesn't mean like humanity is gonna learn the error of the ways and never commit another war again. That's not how it works. That's why you see wars like happening again in many different countries, time and time again. Like wars have been happening ever since the dawn of human history. And there's a reason why it never stops. Like you always see wars. Like we're getting wars right now, today. Like just because wars are still happening doesn't mean the wars that happen beforehand were for nothing. That doesn't mean the sacrifices that happened beforehand were for nothing. Because those sacrifices, like all those conflicts, still achieve something for the people that were involved in it. And that's what we see here in Attack on Titan. Yes, you see wars like and conflict happening probably hundreds of years after the events of the Rumbling. Like at hundreds of years after Eren died. However, that doesn't mean that it was all for nothing. Because like without the sacrifices and like the hard fought victories of the Survey Corps and all the people involved in the events of the Rumbling. Like Mikasa and all the main characters wouldn't have died like a peaceful death. And because because of all those hard fought victories and all the shit that our main characters went through, Eldians were able to thrive. Like you see all those big ass buildings and how they were able to rebuild after the events of the Rumbling. It really shows that their sacrifices actually did mean something. Like what they went through actually did mean something. And to say that it was all for nothing because war still happened, hundreds of years after, it's nonsensical to me. Like it doesn't make sense to me. Now, I do want to go ahead and start talking about the cons of the Attack on Titan finale. What I didn't like, or what I was not a fan of when it comes to this series finale. First of all, I gotta say the whole scene with Mikasa kissing Eren's decapitated head. I'm still not sure how I feel about that. I mean, I understand I guess the sentiment behind it and the tragedy behind it. You know, Mikasa was only able to, I guess, express like that's the only real kiss we're ever gonna get from Mikasa and Eren. Like Mikasa has loved Eren for so long, and that was really the only way she was able to express her love that way. Like, I guess I gotta kind of get the intent behind that, but it's like this is like the main heroine of Attack on Titan, and she gets a decapitated head. Like it's, I mean, I don't know about that. Like I, I would much rather have the kiss, executed a different way. But another reason why I feel so mixed about it is because like I watched Undead Girl Murder Farce last season, and I really enjoyed that show. That was also involving a decapitated head, and there were scenes where Suguru kissed Rindo, even though she was only a decapitated head. She was only a head, no body, just a head. And I thought it was weird, but I didn't really mind scenes like that too much in Undead Girl Murder Farce. So, I mean, I guess it's because Eren was dead and Rindo was undead. I don't know. Uh, Basically, I don't know how I felt about that scene. Also, this is another thing I didn't like about this series finale. It's something that um I've seen other people complain about, and it's something I do agree with. The whole revelation that Ymir actually loved King Fritz. That was pretty ass. The whole revelation was pretty ass because King Fritz, uh, if I recall correctly, King Fritz raped Ymir, and he removed her tongue. He basically abused Ymir during the whole time she was in his hair. And I think she made, if I recall correctly, he made her children eat her. So you're telling me after all that, Ymir actually loved King Fritz? I'm sorry, but that is bonkers to me. That is so ass. Like, what? Why is that even a thing? I also do think some of the stuff being presented in this final episode were kind of rushed because you have like the revelations surrounding Ymir, you have like the Survey Corps, all the main characters trying to stop the rumbling. You also have like the Marleyans and the Eldians still in conflict, even though the rumbling was happening right in front of them. Like they were like pointing their guns at each other. They were still pointing their guns at each other despite them. Like they should be working together to stop the rumbling. But the Marleyans and the Eldians were still pointing their guns at each other. Now, I'm not sure if that's like something that wasn't properly explained or if that's something that I was too dumb to not understand. But yeah, that's something that I also found weird when it comes to this finale. But I wouldn't. But I think that's a little bit of a nitpick of anything when it comes to my thoughts about this final episode. But other than that, overall, is this like a mind-blowing masterpiece of a finale? No. But like I said, it was nowhere near the garbage, like the absolute bullshit that I thought it was going to be. It was nowhere near the trash that the manga readers were making this finale out to be. And you know what? Like I said, this is really the end of an era, and I'm really gonna miss Attack on Titan. It's been one hell of a ride. Now, I didn't really, admittedly, I didn't really completely understand the lore behind Attack on Titan. Like, because let's be real, Attack on Titan has a really complex lore. But I still enjoyed a lot of the stuff it presented. I love the action, the animation. I really like the characters. I mean, the amount of character development that we got for these characters is insane. And like, I really do think that the character development is one of the many things that Attack on Titan did well. And yeah, Hajime Isayama, I don't think you deserved a lot of the hate that was slung your way from manga readers. I really do think you gave us one of one of the best, in my opinion, one of the best shonen anime like out there. And yeah, you did a Hajime Isayama, you did a hell of a job with Attack on Titan. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about Attack on Titan, the finale, or just the series in general in the comment section down below. But yeah, other than that, thank you guys for watching. Have a great day. Subscribe to my channel, follow me on Twitter, and I will see you guys next time.